Video number 7, the roof. Before I show you and give you instructions on how to build and draw a roof on your house, we want to look at the elevation view and just notice the roof system here. Notice the roof extends past the walls of the house 0.5 meters and on both sides, actually all the way around. And notice that, so you know whatever the length of your walls are, then you just add 0.5 for each end, or 1 meter, and the same thing with the width. The second thing you need to point out is the roof pitch, and just to make things simple, the point of that roof system is 2 meters above the height of the wall, the top of the wall. Some of you may have 2.5, it's perfectly acceptable. 3 is a little too steep, so we recommend 2 or 2.5. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. As you see, I've already done this, and I'll take you through how to do this. So I did want to notice that it extends over on both sides. This is the overhang right here. The gable end is also flush or in line with the end of the wall. One of the things that we're going to do with this, and I'm going to show you how to do, is we're going to make a component. And I mentioned this before, and you've seen it in another video. When you make a component, the whole roof system will move exactly together like that. So we'll move this off, and that's where we're going to build it. So before I do that, let's give me a little bit of a length there. That way it slides on and off, and see where that dotted red line, that makes it easy. Alright, let's go first of all to the top view. Okay, and we'll just move it over just a little bit to see that. Alright, as always, take the tape measure, and let's get a little bit of zoom on that, make sure we see it very, and then grab one edge. Well, we know that's 7, because, and then we're going to add another 0.5, so we'll go 7.5. Let's try it again. If it doesn't work the first time, always do it again. 7. Okay, and we'll go the opposite direction. Yeah, and it snaps into place. Okay, basically that is the width of the roof. The length of that is going to be 8 plus an extra meter, because 0.5 on each side, so that will be 9. So I've got the width of the roof system, so I'm just going to grab that, and we've got the outlines. There's 8. I'm going to drag the, whoops, excuse me, need a rectangle tool. Okay, we'll take the rectangle tool and just drag it out. We've already got 8 along the guidelines, and then we'll put 9. It extends that a little bit farther, and I'll change that dimension on the bottom right hand and snap it in place. In there I have it. So always check. You know how to check it. You can pull the tape measure on. Yes, it is. There 9, and this is 8. Alright, so there we have the initial start of it. Okay, so what we'll do next is to do a little push-pull. And what we're doing here is we're going to make a little area where we can actually do this right here, this little, what we call fascia board. It gives some depth to the roof. And we're going to take a push-pull. We'll draw that up, and that should be 0.25. Okay, next thing, we'll draw a line down the center, and as you've done it in the past, you see the line midpoint there. Draw the line out, snap, and then we're going to move that, use the move tool and drag it up. But before we do that, to make the peak, we'll use a tape measure to make sure I have the right height. Okay, and let's go 2 meters, snap it in place, take the move, grab it so the blue line highlights, and drag it up. Very simple, and it usually, you got to be careful you get it straight up and down. There you go, and you see there, basically you have it. We're going to do another couple little things to it before we put it on there. Let's get a little different angle here, and what we want to do is make this end right here. Notice how I did that, and so get it in place. There we go, and we're going to use the offset tool as well. Before you use the offset tool, you want to select the lines that you want to offset. Control or Shift. Alright, and then take your offset, find the line on the edge, drag it down, and line it up. It should be 0.22. Alright, just from my previous drawings of it. And let's see, I can extend that out a little bit. And now let's go ahead and take a line tool, the pencil, and extend that on, because when I cut that away, I want to make sure that the roof system doesn't go with it. There we go. And now we can cut that away through the push-pull and 0.5, and then you have your overhang. Okay, you can see that, and that's, you would do that on the opposite end as well. Alright, now when we move it in place, we'll go ahead and do that on the opposite end right now, just so that when we line it up, which is important, you make sure both ends are the same. So get it around, zoom it in a little bit to get a good eye on it. Offset, use the select tool, point the lines you want to offset, make sure it highlights in blue. You might need to get a little better angle. There we go. Shift, hold the shift down, you see the plus. You guys should know this by now. There, offset. Wait till you find the edge, drag it down a little bit, just line it up a close 0.22. And there we have it, and then we will go ahead and push that in a little bit, 0.5. Okay, so here's our roof system. It's complete, but before I put it on there, I got to make sure I make it a component. We did this in the past, and you'll see how important components are. You should be familiar with components, but if you forgot, the way you do it is you highlight it. Okay, you see the whole thing highlights like this. Edit, make component. You can call it roof, create. Okay, we'll say replace. There, I've already made one. And let's see, now the important part is to drag it on top of the roof. We use the move tool. And you want to grab that end right there at the midpoint and right on the gable end so that we can line it up. And see where they're on red axes, you drag it right there, and you can see where it's the guidelines. I left it there. You got to be careful. And you can see that and try to bring it right up to that end, and there it is. Let's see. Okay, you can see you might have to adjust a little bit, but for the most part, you have your roof system. And we'll be prepared for the next video.